Well, my ladies and my gents, welcome to episode, get my note here, get it right this time. Welcome to episode 9 of Coffee and Kits. It's patterned after Model Cars and Coffee, hosted by Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds. And basically highlighting kits that you've built in the past. And I apologize, keep itching my nose. I've got allergies and it's kind of heavy today. But basically you're highlighting kits that you've done in the past. You've done, 6 months ago that came out really well, a couple of 3 years ago, 40 years ago, stuff that you're proud of, some of the early stuff that has memories, personal significance, something of this nature. And I thought with this Moebius, I got the Moebius 1972 Ford Sport Custom Pickup. And it is the 5th kit that I did after restarting the hobby after I shattered my leg 4 years ago. So I would have built this about 3.5 years ago. Beforehand, I had built, go over here, of course this is episode 1, the white Freightliner cab over. Then I did the auto car, and then the 4300 International, and then I did the stretch trailer, and then stuck some long tube, styrene tube on it as a load. But anyway, so this is the first four-wheeler kit, and my 5th kit overall. Learned a few things. On the International, I'd put decals on it. I used Tamiya tan enamels rattle can spray paint on that one, and then I put the decals on it, and I was going to put a coat of gloss over it to make it shiny, because the Tamiya tan rattle can is a flat. I'm going to put some gloss over it, make it pretty. Okay, well, I'm using an enamel clear, and I'm putting on enamel paint. Arr. Not a big deal, except it went over the decals. Any of y'all who know anything about it knows what happens next. I learned enamel burns decals. Oops. So I decided, okay, well, I used the purple acrylic from Tamiya, the purple gloss, and I painted it. Okay, well, before I put the decals on, I'm going to give it an extra shot of clear so that it brings out the polish. See if I can get it polished up. I used Tamiya purple gloss acrylic. I sprayed it with, I think it was Krylon, clear gloss enamel from a rattle can. Burned the paint. Felt like I burned the decals. And oh no, I've ruined the paint. So what am I going to do? Well, dummy me, I didn't do what you should have and dunked it in a can of, a vat of whatever, and stripped the paint off. I painted over it. So now I have another coat of a thick coat of clear purple, purple gloss acrylic. So yeah, but okay, if I wound up getting it to where it came out reasonably, you can see a lot of burn marks still in it. It wasn't a very good job, but I was learning, and I learned a lot, and I learned a couple of valuable lessons there about clear gloss enamel. So, but let me get this thing turned around, and we'll talk about it, and let's just see what we got going on. Okay, here we are. Kind of got the camera set up a little high, and we have didn't do too bad a job on it. Undercarriage is, everything was, the frame and all the running gear was flat black. Painted the undercarriage gloss black, gloss or semi-gloss. I think it's semi-gloss. Not too awful bad. But You can kind of see in spots where some of the burn still remains. But overall, and of course, Tamiya, they should, but they don't include hood stuffs. And for a long time, this comes with a piece of hood trim here that I had lost a while back. And not too awful long, just in the last 6 months, I finally found that piece of trim and put it on. And a little bit of yellow paint here. Whoops, yeah, get it under there. And of course, decal. Not too awful bad. But interior wise, let's move that hood off so I don't drop it. Let me see if I can get it to, there we go. Not too awful bad. And given that it's got a clutch and a shifter on the top, on the steering column, I believe this would be a 3 on the tree. I don't remember the transmission. I haven't looked at it, but yeah, if it's got a clutch and it's got that's an automatic shifter, we got problems. Moebius need to do better, but I think it's a 3 on the tree. I did go through and actually build me a box, a toolbox, and surprise of surprises, I actually made it to where it opens. And I even made me a couple of tools. This is one. It's a pair of pliers that I made. Don't remember the metal that I used, but it was a flat, and I just kind of bent it around, super glued it together, and then dunked the handles in paint. And just one of those things that you can remember you can do. Let me get my head in here, because I also have, there you are, I made me a little sledgehammer. Get the tweezers out of the way. That's just a little piece of wire stuck in. It's a rod styrene, and drilled a hole through it and just kind of filed down the end to make kind of like a axe head, and then a mallet head. That's just a little something you can do, little idea. And that actually opens and closes. I'm quite pleased with that. Took a little more time than I thought it would, but hey. But overall, like I said, you can see places where it just isn't, the paint is scarred and goofed, and yeah, it's not a good paint job. I mean, you can see some of the goofiness that I did. I hadn't discovered masking tape yet, but I was building next going to be building that dump trailer, that gravel trailer from AMT, and it had the Thunder Sand and Gravel decals in it. It had a whole bunch of them, different sizes. So I thought, yeah, what the heck? I'm going to make a company vehicle for Thunder Sand and Gravel. And, but nice thing about it, looking at it, jack, the washer fluid reservoir, the brake master cylinder, and the battery were all separate components. They're not molded in, and real easy to just go ahead and go in. It comes with a couple of heater hoses that go in. I lost one of the plastic ones, and I hadn't discovered how to make my own at the time, so they got left off. But one of the early attempts at actually doing any kind of painting on the engine or anything, so not too awful bad. Could have been better, but not bad. Little tip, using your standard plastic cement, plastic glue to do your headlights, when it dries, it fogs them. I found that if you take some of I use the Tamiya clear acrylic, because that's what I've got, the gloss, and if I kind of liberally douse it in here, give it a good coating inside the wells here, and then you put the lens on it, it will, and then just put a quick coat of clear over the lenses, it will keep the clouding from happening. And they stay pretty good as long as you're not tossing the thing around and breaking it loose. And if you do break it loose, just get a little bit more clear glue out, or clear paint out, put a little dab in there and stick it back in. But I found that works really well to keep that from fogging. So, but overall, yeah, and my decal on the back. It's a nice enough build, considering, like I said, it was the 5th kit that I did, and even the trim line between the pickup, between the cab and the bed, actually, that trim actually lines up on it. So it's not a bad kit. I like it. It started me into the cars, and so anyway, there it is. Well, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up because I'm just about out of coffee. I got another sip or two. That's my Moebius pickup that I did, the first 4-wheeler that I did, and the 5th kit that I had built after I shattered my knee 4 years ago and started my rehab. And last time I built any kits was back in the late 70s, so I'm talking a few years. And could I have done better? That's a stupid question. Yeah. At the time, could I have done better? I was about as good as I was at the time. I've gotten better. By far, I'm not an expert. I'm still having fun with it. I'm learning stuff. I like the fact that y'all actually like listening to me drone on and on. So, but still, I think it's best for me just to go ahead and shut this one down. Be sure and go over to bcgresins.com. See what Josh has to offer that you might be interested in, from engines, transmissions, various engine parts, maybe a set of bullhorns, longhorn steers like I put on the Peterbilt. It's got various truck parts, off-road parts, drag race parts, cool stuff on there. While you're on the bcgresins.com, be sure and put your email in to get newsletters if y'all haven't already. He'll give you a heads up on stuff that's coming up, and sometimes if he's got something that looks to be quite popular, he'll send out an email with the newsletter and give you early access before he just gets them up on the store. And so I've managed to get a few things on that in the past. So but after you've done your shopping, go to over to the checkout page, and where it says promo code, put in my promo code Jester10, Jester 10, get 10% off your order, and help you save a few bucks. And so, Josh, appreciate everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down so I can go get me some more coffee and put this together. B-Tex signing out.